Hello, if you're new here, my name is Madison and this is Mad's Makeup. If you're not new, then welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today's video, I go over how to achieve this graphic style liner with the Harry Potter twist. I'm going to be starting a Harry Potter series over on my Instagram at _Mad's Makeup. So if you want to check that out, I would really appreciate it. So if you want to see how to achieve this look, then just keep watching the video. I did all of my base makeup off camera. I've done quite a few videos where I include my base. So you can just go back to any of my previous ones. It's just pretty basic. And then if you are interested, I have a tutorial on how to do this fluffy brows a few videos back, so if you want to check that one out to see how to achieve these. To start out on the eyes, I'm going to take the Benefit Cakeless concealer and use that to cut out the brow as well as prime the lid. I just put some across there and then pat that in the lid. And then I take my beauty sponge to blend that concealer all in so it's all nice and ready for the shadow. Now I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be taking this tan color right here to set the whole lid. It's shade Good Karma. And I'm trying to avoid having too much of a tacky base because with the graphic liner, I don't want any tackiness and having the liner stick anywhere weird or bleed or do anything funky that I don't want it to do. So we just want to make sure the base is nice and set and ready for that liner. And I do want the slightest bit of brown in my crease just to give a little dimension to the eye. So I'm going to be taking the Nomad Cosmetics Encinitas palette and just taking this light brown right here and buff that into the crease. Just a nice little blend. Because we already set the lid, it's not really going to stick to have a whole lot of color, but it will just give it a little bit of a crease dimension to do that. And I'm doing that in the whole outer V and crease. Were you ever a Harry Potter nerd and read all of the books and the movies? I got really into them when I was about 11 or so. I read all of the books, and then my best friend and I would write our own spells and have little spell books and create potions and wands and do all of that. We get all into the Harry Potter world. It just was so magical and fun. We even did a Harry Potter day once where we, before I think it was the 7th movies, like part 1 and 2, before either of those were out, we did a marathon day and watched all of the movies and started at like 5 in the morning and went until like 8 o'clock at night, but it was so worth it. We had jelly beans, we made butterbeer, we did all kinds of stuff to enjoy the day, and she always pretended like she was Hermione and I would be Ginny. So that's all blended in the way I want. It just kind of adds a little bit of dimension to the eyes, so that way when we do put the liner on, it's not just one dimensional. So for the graphic style liner, we want this to be really sharp and pronounced. I'm going to be taking the Black Magic liner from Eyeko. I'm going to start out by doing the outer corner, and I like to start right where my lower lash line begins, so that's about right here, kind of like in that outer V. We're going to drag that out first. And to be totally honest, I'm not that great with graphic liner. I don't know, it's just one of those things I never really perfected, so I might have to go back in and do some touch-ups, but I'll do that all in camera so you can see how I do that. That's the line right there, and then I'm gonna go from about halfway down where that line starts and drag it to my lash line. Just about like that, and we're gonna go in and fix up any weird unevenness that there is, but just you want to get a baseline down for that graphic liner. I'm gonna be drawing along my lash line as well and bringing that all the way into the center. Tell me what your favorite liquid liners are, because right now I only really have this one, and with the weird little bristle thing that's happening right now, it doesn't work great, and so I need some suggestions. So you have that cat eye wing on both eyes, and before we get to the rest of the graphic liner, I'm gonna go back in with that hang shade, that light brown, and buff a little bit of that into my lower lash line. This helps just connect that upper and lower lash line to be more like a uniformed one style look rather than having any weird disconnect. And then we go with the liner over it. We already have that brown laid down before for the extra shadowing. And now for the hard part, we're going to be connecting that outer V into making the graphic liner. To start out, we're gonna again go just with a thin line to get the idea of the layout for it, and start pulling that in towards the center of the lid. And then we're gonna just work on thickening that up a little bit so it matches the thickness of the bottom part. But make sure you go slow with doing this part because you don't want to start building it up too fast to the point where you can't go back from there. And in the center of that, you're gonna want to bring it to a nice little tip, kind of like you did with the outer corner. Alright, so that's about the general shape right there. I'll open my eyes so you can see the way it kind of goes right into the crease and ends like right where my crease starts beginning. So I'm gonna go do that on this eye and then I'll be back to continue on with the liner. So I did a little goof right here on this eye. So when that happens, you can go in with a concealer brush and dip into your concealer. Make sure there's only a little bit on the brush and you're gonna run that right along where you did the goof. So right there where I have that little bump going out, and that just covers the little goof right up, and you can just blend out with the concealer brush so it doesn't look like there's any weird discoloration on the base of that liner. But as you can see, I have both eyes done now with the liner, so we're gonna move on to doing the shimmer. And I feel like a good color to represent Hogwarts would be a gold. I feel like gold really encompasses the idea of magic and glitter and shimmer and all of what is Hogwarts in Harry Potter. I'll be taking again the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette and taking this shade right here called Tiger's Eye, and on my fingers I'm just going to pick it up. On my fingers I'm going to take that and just place that on the center of my lid, and this is going to give a little bit of a glossy glow underneath where you have the liner. And then I'm going to take a little brush so that way I can kind of get it a little bit higher, more into this corner area without messing up the liner. And I'm just bringing that also right into the inner corner, so it gives like a nice little glow but also catches the light in a pretty way with that nice gold and also bits of pink reflex off of it. I'm gonna connect the liner from the top to the bottom of my lash line and take it a little bit like there and just start dragging that up. So as you can see, it starts to like get those two connected. And then I'm gonna go in with a black waterline liner, and this is from Stila. It's the Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner, and place that all in my lower lash line. I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade that we used on the lid and also use that as a bit of a highlighter. So I wanna really vamp up and make this whole face go with that Harry Potter vibe look. Makes it really cohesive with the eyes into the skin. And then I'm gonna add a few little details into my cheek area using liner off camera, and then I'll be back to continue on. So I finished up the eyes. I added a little Deathly Hollow symbol on this side as well as a lightning bolt on this side, and then my lashes. And then for my inner corner, I didn't mention that before, but I added a little pop of shimmer. I used the Kaja Beauty Toasted Caramel Bento box, this top color right here, and then topped it with the Dear Katie Brown glitter liner in shade Firefly. So to finish up this look, we're gonna do the lips, and I felt like red was a really good color for this. It goes well with the eyes and it's just a pretty color. So I'm gonna be taking the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in shade Bichette. Who was your favorite character on Harry Potter? I think that I really liked Neville because I just liked seeing his development from when he was the little kid scared of everything to then at the very end being the one to kill the snake. So my lips are all outlined, so I'll be taking the MAC lipstick in shade Maison Rogue, and it's a really nice deep red, and that is going to be the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this graphic liner with the Harry Potter twist style look, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me, and I hope you all have a safe and wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!